Yeah, half of this episode is fan fiction. Let's dig into it anyway, shall we? Before we begin, be sure to subscribe. Osha wakes up in a cave somewhere. Once she gets her bearings, she picks up one of May's knives and ventures outside. How long does this take? Over 2 minutes. That would be fine if the episode was 40 to 60 minutes long, but it's actually 30. After the title, Osha spots Darth Toothy. It's gonna be one of those, isn't it? Back on Kofar, Saul takes off, but the comms are conveniently fritzing out. Otherwise, Saul would have been able to say, "This is an emergency! The Sith are still around and one of them killed my team!" May is here too. She remembers her Jedi test from episode 3 and Basil is keeping an eye on her. Oh, she's also brandishing a knife. Why? I have no idea. Saul interrupts her train of thought by saying that he's going to check the comms. Our Jedi is clearly in mourning. What is Basil up to? Oh, he wants to fix Pip. The droid just needs a recharge. Back on the unknown planet, Osha spies on Quamir as, "What is going on here?" Our leading lady grabs the Darksider's lightsaber. And no, that wasn't a euphemism.
Feels good, doesn't it? To hold one in your hand again.
Those lines absolutely were. Quamir gives Osha some pointers, but...
You're not gonna join me. I'd like to put my clothes back on.
Wait, what? Toothy starts to manipulate Osha with the notion of revenge. He finds it weirdly interesting that Osha only cares about Saul and May. I guess that makes sense though, because she didn't have relationships with the other Jedi. Back on the Jedi ship, Saul hugs May for some reason, and there's a problem.
That man, he corrupted your sister.
I know that this is a figure of speech, but I can't stand the notion of it. May actively chose that path. We shouldn't excuse the bad behavior of women. There's also this.
It's time for me to face the High Council, to tell them everything.
What would that be? Oh, we're interrupted by a call that doesn't work. Again, Saul wants May to take a look at it. Meanwhile, the Senate is looking to audit the Jedi. Well, oversight is a good idea. A young and lispy Jedi tells Vernestra what we already know, and they depart for Kofar. Back on the ocean planet, we learn that Quamir was a Jedi a long time ago, even though he doesn't really look that old. Osha thinks that she's a hostage, but...
Everyone does seem to want you.
What? Quamir offers the option to leave, but she doesn't, because plot. Meanwhile, Basil throws a fit, stomps on May's foot, and runs away. I guess we don't have enough metaphors in this episode. May resets Pip, so yeah, back to the water planet. Oh, by the way, Quamir uses anger, fear, loss, and desire as fuel for his power.
You murdered my friends.
Okay, why are they still talking? Quamir points out that Yord falsely accused her and Checky didn't really care. Well, that certainly explains the lack of relationship development.
Why do you love people who can only go so far? Who can't go as deep as you can?
I think you got that second question backwards. Quamir invites Osha to destroy him.
Why aren't you a Jedi, Osha?
Because I failed!
Call me crazy, but Osha's turn to the dark side seems to be undercooked. Back on Coruscant, we learn that Vernestra gets sick when she travels through hyperspace. Will that come up again in this episode? No. Saul wonders why he couldn't sense Quamir, but he also suspects May. She doesn't seem to care about Pip, and gives herself away when she talks about her Jedi experiences. That's interrupted though, because we have to Fair enough. For some reason, Saul leaves as Vernestra's team arrives. Why? Oh. Lispy thinks that the moths did it, and are they walking off into the woods on their own? Toothy wants the power of 2. Also, he has a scar. Osha assumes that Quamir got slashed by a Jedi Master, but it was a Sith. We also get an explanation of cortosis. The helmet actually makes sense because Darksiders choose the easy path. Then again, the Jedi could reverse engineer it, so why didn't Saul just take it? we smash cut to Jackie's body. None of the Jedi seem to give a crap about her, or Yord for that matter. Lispy assesses the area, only to be interrupted when Ro whips a moth in half. For some reason, the guy thinks that Saul fell to the dark side, but that would mean that he self-reported his own crimes. That's really dumb. Saul handcuffed May to a bed. Are we going to get anything beyond platitudes? No. Osha has to try on Toothy's helmet. Wait, that's it? I don't know what to make of this episode, and that's a bad sign. While many Jacinto and Lee Jung-jae elevate the material, this script feels like another episode 4. It's a stretched out first half that could lead somewhere, only this time it feels unsatisfying because it's stuffed with assholes. Let's consider some questions. First, why didn't Saul sense May's attitude towards him? Or anything else? Sure, one might say that he's dealing with grief. However, it only really serves to stretch out the story. Second, where did Osha's sudden anger come from? It only really seems to be there now because the plot needs her to be evil. Or hot for Toothy, I'm not sure which. Lastly, why would the Jedi accuse Saul? If anything, they'd think that May slashed her way through the team. It seems like the writers might be pulling a Clone Wars, but still. Of course, the last 2 episodes may answer a lot of these questions. We're running out of time, though. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.